And we are up. I'm gonna have fun tearing this one apart. So, recently, Star Wars, the franchise, and Lucasfilm had a new movie. A movie dedicated to Han Solo's backstory. A lot of people didn't like it. I didn't like it either. It was awful. Honestly, it's one of the worst in the series. Yeah, sure, there's episodes 1 through 3. There's The Last Jedi. First of all, I think those are relatively good compared to this, especially The Last Jedi. I really like that movie. This was awful. It was awful. There's just many reasons why. A lot of the plot points just didn't feel connected. We'll get into that. Characters just, they felt one-dimensional. And honestly, it's boring. It was very boring. So, let's get this right out of the way. The plot, yes, it follows Han Solo's backstory. It follows everything. But the little things that you still need when telling a story like this, they're not there. And let me get into that because stories gotta have plot points that establish where you are in the plot and what's happening. There's gotta be a reason for things to happen. This movie just kind of forgot that that was there. In the beginning of the movie, it shows where Han Solo and was living. You know, with all that. Can't remember much about that because the movie was boring, by the way, but we'll get into that later. So Han Solo with his girlfriend there. He ends up leaving his girlfriend behind because she gets taken by the Empire, right? And then halfway through the movie, she just shows up again inexplicably, because in the beginning of the movie, that's what they're trying to set up as the plot. Han Solo going to rescue her. But then she just shows up out of nowhere, and it turns into something entirely different. Which I don't understand why they would do that. It just doesn't make sense. They think that, like, this kind of story was just so generic or something? Because it's really not. It's not that generic. Yeah, things used. There's no damsel in distress thing. You gotta go rescue someone. But it's not overused. And they've been using it less and less recently. I would like to see it, you know, something like that. And it's, even if it was cliched and just so overused, I'd like to see some consistency. Why would they just have her just show up at the cantina like halfway through the movie? And it just doesn't, I don't get it. Let me just say this, it's a very boring movie. There's not much action that goes on. The action scenes feel slow at best. And I don't know, it was boring. And that's all I have to say about that. I just remembered a stupid ending. Apparently, everyone was like something going on with Darth Maul and something. And I was just sitting there, I was dumbfounded. It didn't make sense to me. If they were afraid of being so cliche and overused at the beginning, why did they fake out and do a fake out ending like this? Because nobody wants that. So, we've already gone over that. Yeah, the plot is terrible, you know. And it can't even portray what it's trying to portray right. I can't speak today, sorry. And that it's a boring movie. If I talked about how boring it was, you'd probably get bored too. I don't want y'all to get bored. Maybe you are bored, which I apologize for. There's other things you can do. This movie won't help with that. Unless you're trying to put yourself to sleep, because that'll help you a lot. Oh man. And it just feels awful. Very, like, they didn't care. The characters felt one-dimensional of everything. And like, the only times they stray away from that is for the plot twists. Like, oh, the guy was secretly evil. Oh, the girl, she was there all along. That's the only time they stray away from it. Everything else, it's all the same. It's all the same thing over and over again. Okay? Yeah, I know, Han Solo's kind of a cocky asshole, but that's his entire personality throughout the movie. I would like to see a little bit of emotion from him, and it's not just like him either. All the other characters just feel this way. Like, I mean, I can't even remember the girl that he had to rescue, and that he actually didn't get left behind, because she feels she's a boring character too. There's just nothing about her that stands out. And that's kind of the complaint that people have with Rey. And for that, at least that's excusable, because at least there's new interesting characters like Finn, you know, the new droid, BB-8, you know, Rose, all that. But here, there's no excuse. So why would they have it? Why would they have it be this way? They even add less, and like, they kinda ruined Chewbacca's personality. Because yeah, I like the subplot with him, like, you know, I can't remember what it is actually, but I remember I did like his subplot. You know, he was still with them, but he had his own motives. Oh my god. Sometimes the saving grace to a movie, if the plot isn't good, the action's not good, is at least if it's funny. Maybe if it's a funny movie, then it would still, you know, be pretty good. Like, there's a lot of good movies out there with terrible plots, but they're made up for it because they're so funny. Oh man, this is not one of them. This movie is I mean, the 3 times they attempt comedy, it's all terrible. You know, I remember one joke about how Chewbacca is like over 100 years old, and Han Solo says he's looking great for being so old, which is, I mean, I didn't laugh. I don't think anyone else did, and I don't think, you know, whew, oh man. But yeah, we've already gone over pretty much, you know, why this movie is terrible. Oh man, plot's bad, it's boring, characters are one-dimensional, and it's just so unmemorable. I can't remember much that came from it. From a movie that is so memorable and so good, I'm gonna pick one example off of my DVD shelf, Inside Out. There we go. That movie was about 5 emotions going through Riley's head, you know, to find the core emotions. See, there, or core thoughts or whatever, but I can remember that. This I cannot remember. That movie was enjoyable, this one was not. If you're gonna make a movie, you might as well make it, you know, memorable. Like the original 3, 4, 5, and 6, you know, episodes 4, 5, and 6. They were some of the best movies in the franchise, the best ones in the franchise, because they were so memorable. You know, they had so many, you know, memorable lines and stuff, so many memorable scenes, like the scene where Darth Vader appears. You know, he walking down with the stormtroopers there. Or, you know, no, I am your father, during that scene. It's so, you know, it's so memorable, and that's why people like those movies, because you can remember them and enjoy them. This has nothing going for it. There's nothing you can remember about it other than Han Solo's here. Great. Whew. I think I've torn into this enough. It's been 10 minutes, and, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below your opinions on this movie. You think it was good? Tell me why, because I'm interested. Is there any good parts of this movie? It looks good. CGI is well done. Well, that's what you expect from Disney. Disney's had better movies recently. You know, Infinity War. Okay, but, yeah. I've torn into this enough now. I'm gonna say what I said once again. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. If you like the movie, tell me why. And, guess that's all I have to say. See ya.